Whenever a speaker is on stage, please avoid crosstalks and do not move around. You're only allowed to move during the applauses. Rule number 3, if you're talking about sex, religion, and politics, be mindful because these are sensitive topics and could hurt feelings. Washrooms is outside, and during the break, tea and snacks would be served. One and most important rule, whenever you're on stage, please follow a fist bump or a handshake protocol. Now, it's time to introduce someone who is smart, who is charming, who is handsome. He graduated from BITS Pilani. He has done multiple XCOM roles. He has been an SA. He has been a VP membership. He has been a VP education. He has multiple awards. He is a Triple Crown winner. And he also serves as the area director of Area I-03. Please help me welcome Mani Kumar. Mani. Mani. Mani.
Thank you so much for that loud cheer and energizing to our essay. Thank you. Let's hear it up for our essay. How are you all? Great. For me, I'm still enjoying and being in the vibes of Crescendo, which the whole event happened last week. I'm still reviving and coming back from that, moments of Crescendo 2026. I'm so happy to see and gathering with all our bright hearts in this room and celebrating our next meeting over here. For the benefit, may I see how many guests in the room? Can I see a hand raise? Okay. Okay. Great. Nice, nice. So let's hear it up for all the guests over here. To introduce about Bright Hearts to all the guests. Bright Hearts as a Toastmasters, we started in the year of September 2024. Right from the start, we have done all ultimate things and made sure that all the Toastmasters International, whatever the benchmarks they set, Bright Hearts met the benchmarks. For example, in our first year, we have accomplished and made sure we are the highest ever recognition the president distinguished in our first year. Coming back with this particular program year, Toastmasters International given one more new milestone of achieving Smedley Toastmasters. We as Bright Hearts taken it as the next challenge and made sure within the 8 months of the program year, we were recognized as a Smedley Distinguished Club. Let's hear it up for our own Bright Hearts. So as we move ahead in our meeting, how about hearing from our guests? Maybe you can volunteer yourself to come on stage and share your name, how you got to know about Bright Hearts, and what are you expecting in this event. Anyone wants to come on stage and share? How about you, sir? You can hold it and you can share.
So hi everyone. Am I audible? Audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So hi everyone. My name is Vineet. So I work for IBM. So I have come to Toastmasters just to improve my public speaking skills and my presentation skills. So yeah. So that's about it.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Vinit. Yes, definitely you can sit back and enjoy the meeting. How about hearing from one more guest who want to take this opportunity to come on stage, and how about you? Yes, sir.
Hi everyone, my name is Mustafa. So I run a startup. We are into tech and AI. So I got to know about Toastmaster through Maria. Maria has been a Toastmasters member for past, I don't know, from whenever I knew her. And I'm looking to develop skills something like Maria or better than Maria. Thank you.
So glad to hear about that Christopher, I'm sure definitely you will one day. And for that one day, today is day one. Yes. Yes, as we move ahead with respect to our today's meeting, I would like to call this meeting number 80 as open. As I said, last week at Kochi, Crescendo 2026, as a district conference, we all met over there and celebrated and witnessed the event. What's special about that event? I could still feel the vibrance, what happening in that room, and also the music, the lights, the applause. It's all about the celebration of the champions and also the transformation and excellence of each and every club as well as the individuals. As today we are here and reminiscing the moments of Crescendo 2026, same way last time the curtains were closed. I was wondering what happens to District 121 after the celebration of Crescendo 2026. Then I went on and understood and read about what is the meaning of crescendo. Then in music, what it says is that crescendo is making the loud music and until it reaches the peak. That's how I understood the crescendo event has left every Toastmaster who are a house full at the auditorium to build up, to build up, to build up until they reach the peak of their own public speaking. As this public speaking journey and all the champions who were made to that stage, once upon a time, they were all sitting like you in this meeting room and making every week count, meeting every weekly regular meetings. And the best thing is coming on stage and presenting themselves. Today, I have one message to all of you, which is if you're a speaker today coming on stage, feel and make sure that you are addressing the district. You are feel and share and speak like a district champion. If you are an evaluator today, make sure your constructive feedback helps and mentors the speaker to take the next speech. If you are a guest, remember today is going to be your embarking the first and foremost public speaking journey with this meeting. I wish all the role takers, all the speakers, a very best. And to take this event, we have a very, very, very special Toastmaster who always comes with the curiosity, who always expresses with that own interest to grow, to live and make that mark when she comes on stage. She's none other than Toastmaster Junmen. Put your hands together and welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Junmen.
Am I in Crescendos? This feels like that, right? Good evening, Toastmaster and dear guests. Crescendos, one voice and countless ripple. Indeed, District 121 Annual Conference was a celebration of growth, leadership, voice, our voice, and the impact we all created together. And what an incredible experience it was. The moment I stepped into the conference hall, I could feel the electrifying energy that was mesmerizing. And also to be welcomed by our own champ, it was even more special. In fact, every step of the journey was quite a unique experience. Starting from the very beginning of the train journey, most of us took together, or maybe we are traveling by our own, but we were all connected with WhatsApp, the pranks, the photos, the sharing the ETA, and almost arriving at the venue almost at the same time. From cheering of the wins and the awards, all those late night hangouts, the magical show, the fun night, the dance, the Sadia meal, everything, the bond we created together, every moment felt magical. And these 3 days were really inspiring, filled with powerful speeches speeches from international speakers, meaningful conversations, the competition, and nevertheless, the unforgettable community connection that we all made. Crescendo was not just a conference, it was a transformative journey that we all should witness at least once. So we also had the privilege to have a personal interaction with International Toastmaster President Alenta Rosset. What was especially proud moment for us was her acknowledgement of the spirit of Bright Heart and HSR Club, our contagious energy, the enthusiasm, the warmth we radiate. In fact, she appreciated our club as a benchmark, how vibrant and enthusiastic Toastmaster should operate. To me, it itself was remarkable achievement. By the end of the 3-day conference, I could confidently say that our club was one of the most recognized and talked about club in District 121 because not only we are the loudest, but because of our strong presence, participation, the spirit, and the highest number of turnout of the club members. That recognition is not just an achievement, it's a reflection of every member here who contributed with passion, encouragement, and positivity. So tonight, let us gather together let's continue the celebration of the Crescendo spirit, because every voice here matters and every voice can create a rippling effect. So welcome to today's meeting. With that, I would like to invite our general evaluator to introduce his tag team. Before that, I would like to share his experience. When I asked his highlight of Crescendo, he told it's the first time he has attended a conference which is entirely dedicated for public speaking in a beautiful city with yummy and delicious cuisine. So please welcome on stage Toastmaster Aditya.
Adi, 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 Adi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Never been invited to a conference which is only focused on public speaking, good food, and beautiful people. Beautiful women and beautiful men. Yes. So let me complete that on behalf of the team. Today, I'll be a general evaluator. And as the general evaluator, I have the role to evaluate this meeting from start to the finish. I'll be evaluating all the speakers, all the role takers, and the table topic masters and the table topic speakers as well. But before I actually move on to my tag team, I would just like to ask everyone a question. If you can explain in one word about Crescendo, what would it be? Any adjective or any noun that you would like to use to explain your experience at Crescendo, what would it be? Anyone? Mesmerizing. Awesome. Impactful. Yes. 3 words. Really strong words. Anything else? Anybody else?
Mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing. But for me, it was flawlessness. The way in which planning was done, the execution was done, right from the speakers to the lineup, to the stage, to the auditorium, to the food, everything was so perfect. And to reach that stage, you have to begin here, on this stage, right where you are standing. Every meeting adds to the baby steps so as to reach the final level of Crescendo. Now, to introduce my tag team, I'm not going to do the evaluation alone as part of this meeting. And I have 4 role takers who would help me do that. The first, I would like to introduce the timer for today, Toastmaster Maria, to explain her role.
Maria, 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 Maria.
Time is all we have and don't. Like the time we spent at Crescendo, I sadly couldn't spend it because I was spending my time elsewhere. But Crescendo served as a reminder of how time is so fleeting yet seems endless. In this meeting, my role as a timer will be making you feel the endlessness of time as well as the little time that we have. And to add a fun twist on it, I thought we could learn a few music terms because crescendo is one term about music, and one voice, endless ripples was the theme of crescendo. So how I will be showing you the time you have left is through three terms, music terms, starting with the first, which is andante, which means walking pace, relaxing music, and that is your green card. The first day of crescendo, everybody's settling in, you are getting to know people, making connections, you know that you still have time, you have 2 more days to go. The second is the crescendo, where you reach the peak. That is your yellow card, which shows that, okay, day 2 has arrived. I just have 1 more day left. I need to take every moment, use all the time I have wisely. And then finally, Fine, day 3, the last day. And you think I forgot my red card, Adi, but I am wearing red. So it was intentional. But we have a good general evaluator who had my back. I was like, red card, which is showing you that, okay, the time has come to an end and you have 30 seconds of grace time to wrap up. For my prepared speakers, you will have 1 minute between each, green, yellow, and red. For my evaluators and table topic speakers, you will have 30 seconds between each signal. So I'll be sitting right in front of you, watch out. And also for all the role takers, I will also be timing you so that we have a smooth and flawless meeting. I hope all of us enjoy this time together, recapping Crescendo, as well as keep a watch on the timer, the red card sitting right in front of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maria. So if you cross the last minute of your speech, she's going to stand up. Okay. The next role taker for today is our R counter. So is our R counter for today, Toastmaster Ravikant.
Ravi, 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 Ravi.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a very good evening. So I'm Ravikant and today I'm your R counter. See, coincidentally, I played a very similar role back in my school. See, I come from the location where we have the tendency to add Ra at the end of each and every sentence. Like, how are you, Ra? Where are you, Ra? So trust me, it was so annoying to the people who are good at English. So my English teacher made me to take up the role Ra counter. Basically, my job was to count the number of Ras at the end of each sentence used by every student throughout the day. So that was my job. And also, apart from counting, my job was also to find a rupee for every Ra used. And my friends were terrified because of me. I used to take up my job in such a fervor that I literally used to collect at least 200 rupees per day and submit to my English teacher at the end of the day. So my friends gave me the name the Ra agent. Now it feels like I'm almost back to my OG role, where I can sense my muscle memory, very eager to count the similar words. This time, instead of Ra, I will be counting the CRPF words used by every speaker while on the stage. So the CRPF words means like in CRPF, the C stands for the crutch words, like the words which our brain lean upon while thinking something, like and R stands for the repetitive words which we use again and again while trying to recall something, like basically, actually, literally, those kind of words. And P stands for the pauses like this, which we take while trying to recall something or thinking or trying to fill the sentence. So, and F stands for the filler words, which we use to add to the sentence, even though they don't add much meaning to the sentence. So like, I mean, anyways, those kind of words. So at the end of the meeting, when called upon, I will provide my R counter report. I really hope each and every speaker gives an speech and not a speech. Thank you. Back to the TM world.
Thank you, Vikant. Okay, moving on to the grammarian of today. Our grammarian today is Toastmaster Madhav.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
I am the grammarian for today's meeting. As the grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll also note the improper language usage as well as outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. One of my biggest takeaway from the Crescendo 2026 was always giving your 100%. And that's what inspired today's word of the day. And today's word of the day is fervor. Fervor is a noun that means an intense passion or and sincere enthusiasm for something. An example of using the word is Akshay delivered his ISC speech with such fervor that all the audience were engaged. Another example, in Bright Hearts, we don't just clap, we cheer with fervor. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day and request to audience to please give a thumbs up whenever you hear the word of the day. I will give the grammarian report when called upon by the general evaluator and will also report the number of times the word of the day is used. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhav, for explaining your role with such fervor. Moving on to our last special role. Today, it will be conducted by Toastmaster Shankar.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, all of you. Now, as we reminisced last week with the completion of Crescendo 2026 in Kochi, most of you are already feeling nostalgic. All of those who went there, raise your hands. Now, look at that turnout. Another round of applause for the best of Bright Heart Fair. Now, for the ones who stayed back, who didn't raise their hands, now we're going to live vicariously through the guys who actually traveled there and go through their adventures and escapades as we talk to each other over the next few hours. Now, with that said, I would like you all to pay attention to all the speakers and recollect the events as they unfold today. Because I, as the quoter of the day, will note down some interesting phrases related to the content presented by each speaker and evaluator. Now, during my segment towards the end of the meeting, I will say a part of the quote, and hopefully all of you have like Vulcan-like hearing. I'm sorry, I can't do the Star Trek thingy. Will be able to complete the phrase. Now, bonus points to those who can also tell me who is the person who said that. Now, I know everyone is bursting with fervor and enthusiasm, but I would urge you not to shout out the answers, but rather raise your hands and I will call upon you. With that, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shankar, for explaining your role. So, as a part, I am done introducing with my team. Now we will move on to start the meeting. And before we start the meeting, let's remember the theme of the meeting, which is one voice can create countless ripples. And let's be that voice starting now and today. With that, back to the team mod. Toastmaster Jimmy.
Friends, one thing that Toastmasters teach us, much like the theme Crescendos, is one voice can truly create a rippling effect, much like throwing a stone in the lake, which can create a countless waves that will spread far and wide. So Crescendos began with an immense energy and pride from the grand inaugurational ceremony and the vibrant cultural showcase to inspiring marches and the thought-provoking keynote address by distinguished Toastmasters and leaders. The inaugural ceremony became even more inspiring as district collector Priyanka ji shared her personal journey, how being a introvert child, she raised to a leadership position. Day one gave us the moment of excitement to witness contests thinking on their feet during the evaluation contest, where all of us sharing for our club champion to fire up the stage. This was followed by an insightful panel discussion uh, featuring philanthropists and leaders like Shukla Bose, Tiffany Barr, and Mr. Hari, each of them sharing inspiring perspective to how to make a world a better place. Each speaker was a remarkable individual who, with their selfless contribution, has make a society even a better place. Uh, Mr. Hari, who spoke about his mission to transforming a barren land to a flourishing forest, like a one-man army in the nature, for the nature. Shukla Bose shared her inspiring work of providing unprivileged kids with high-quality education. And finally, Tiffany Barr, who showed that being visually imperative is not a limitation, but a challenge to overcome. She dedicated her life to empower the visual impaired individuals to become independent and self-sufficient. One powerful takeaway that stays with me was, like many of us was wondering, how can one individual can make a change? But every meaningful change starts with a small step, how much ever small or insignificant it may look, but it will have a ripple effect. If we are able to touch at least one life and make it better, it will have a rippling effect. With that, I would like to call our first evaluator of the day. And when I asked about what Bright Heart as a community means to him, his response was, Bright Heart as a community means the main character energy. So please welcome on stage the very energetic Toastmaster Varun.
Good evening, fellow main characters and dear guests. So last week, I pursued wedding shopping with such fervor, I missed Crescendo 2026. Turns out, choosing curtains with my fiance demands same intensity as championship speech. Today, I have the privilege to evaluate Shashank's speech. He is attempting level 1 project 2, speech with a purpose. The purpose of this project is to learn or review the basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on this topic. Timer, please note the time. Speech time is between 5 to 7 minutes. With that, I wish all the best to target speaker. Thank you.
Now let me introduce our first speaker of the day, Shashank. So when I asked Shashank about Bright Heart as a community, his response was, Bright Heart as a community is a place which gives him a meaningful break in the daily hustle. A positive, uplifting community when we come together to support each other and grow with each other. Please welcome on stage, Shashank. Shashank, the kindness of telling the truth. The kindness of telling the truth, Shashank.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Let me begin with a question. How many of you ever held yourself back from giving constructive feedback? Maybe at work or, in life or here at Toastmasters. Yeah, yes, I see most of the hands raised. I've been there myself. I can, totally relate to it. So today, I want to share a story from my life about feedback and the kindness of telling the truth. About a year ago, when I was working as a manager at a startup, One of my team members was Priya. Priya was hardworking. She was consistent. Everyone liked her instantly. So one Monday morning, there was an important review meeting which was there, scheduled later that week. I asked Priya to prepare an analysis report for that. She was supposed to submit it by Monday evening so that we could review it together before the meeting scheduled on Wednesday. However, Priya worked on it till Tuesday noon. And finally, she submitted the report. When I opened the report, I saw a lot of errors. The report did not meet the expectations. The data was not consistent and it was not ready for the review. As it was too close to the review, I had to rework on the entire report myself before the meeting. Ideally, I should have spoken to Priya at that very moment. However, I held myself back. I should have called her and said, Priya, there was certain specific feedback on the report that you would like to discuss and review. But I did not do it. I delayed it. I said to myself, okay, she is new to the team. Let her, give her some more time. She will improve. And a few more weeks passed by. Her work was not consistent. Whatever the errors that were there, it continues. However, again, I did not share a feedback which is specific to help her improve. I continued to do that, which resulted, in resulting even more errors. Over time, the team had to share the burden and the team had to pick the work, the missed deadlines which were there, and had to correct the errors for her. Slowly, the team morale started going down, which has a lot of negative impact on the team. Finally, it reached a point where I had to remove Priya from the project. It has reached to that point. So I went to Priya. Then Priya looked at me and asked me one question, one simple question that day. Why didn't you tell me this earlier? That question still echoes in my ears. Because I was telling to myself all those time that I was being kind to Priya. That, I was stopping myself back whenever there is an opportunity to give her a direct feedback. I thought, what if she feels bad? What if she gets demotivated? What if she feels I am being too harsh to her? So I was telling all this to myself and, held myself back from giving that constructive feedback to her all those time. But in reality, I was not kind to Priya. I was being kind to myself. I was avoiding the discomfort of having that conversation. I was, avoiding the possibility of being disliked. So that day, I realized an important lesson that, the negative effect of not sharing the timely feedback in a constructive manner. Looking back now, that made me realize how I could have dealt with the Priya situation differently today. Whenever that first instance happened, where there were a lot of errors in the report, instead of saying, Priya, you did good efforts, you can do better, instead of sharing a generic feedback like this, I should have spoken to her. I should have called her. Priya, I appreciate your efforts that you're putting in and your ownership of the tasks. But I noticed that over the last few submissions, the data has a lot of errors, which has a negative impact on the team, and the team had to rework. Let us discuss together on a checklist and closely review the next few submissions so that we can improve the quality of the work. This could have made a significant difference in how I could have handled the situation, which made it, because of this, I made her lose the opportunity because I did not share the timely feedback of getting an improvement. So, my friends, what I would like to say is whenever you hesitate yourself from giving the constructive feedback, ask yourself this question. Are you protecting the other person? Are you protecting yourself from discomfort? So I want you to not delay in giving the constructive feedback. Make it a practice, because the more delay that you do, it is not kindness. It becomes harsh to the other person. And give the feedback with fervor, so that you have that passion to improve one's career growth. So just to conclude, that's why I say telling truth is the real kindness, not the other way around. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Jurman.
Shashank, that was really relatable, at least for me. I'm very for in giving positive feedbacks, and it is very hard for me to give any constructive feedback. I could totally relate. And replacement, yeah, it's a pain point. One time my manager replaced me, and other time I got to replace him. Coming back to the Crescendo's team, day 2, it started with a high note with an inspiring session from the International Toastmaster President, Alenta Roche. And the excitement continued with the table topic contest, where contestants amazed everyone by thinking quickly on their feet and with their impromptu speaking skills. And of course, the celebration was followed by everyone's favorite Kerala feast, that was Sadhya. After that humongous lunch, everyone was wondering how to stay awake. But the humorous speech got us back to life, laughter, and happy moments, which was fully engaging throughout the competition. And day three began with keynote speaker Darren Tay, who shared his inspiring journey of becoming an international speaker contest winner while competing against few of the finest speakers in the world. The energy only continued to rise as we witnessed heartfelt stories and powerful performance during the international speech contest. And beyond the contest, something really beautiful happened. Halfway hallways transformed into networking zone. Strangers became friends, and club members became each other's biggest cheerleaders. I for sure had met quite a lot of friends from other Toastmaster club, be it from Kerala or Bangalore Toastmasters. Yes, as we may be the loudest group there, but not because of the noise. We were loudest in terms of spirit, encouragement, enthusiasm, and our presence. And somehow, somewhere between the applause, selfies, coffee break, and endless laughter, we created memory. And that was truly remarkable journey for Crescendos that has been. And let me now introduce our second evaluator of the day. As I asked him about the highlight of the Crescendo, for him, standing before the ocean of opportunity and to choose whether to leave with one bucket or 1 gallon or 1 pearl. Please welcome on stage evaluator Madhur.
Please excuse my outfit today. It is a tribute to the Crescendo energy in a Kerala style. So my outfit may be casual, but okay. So this outfit may be casual, but the energy of Crescendo was black tie. Today, I will be evaluating speech of Toastmaster Badri. He will be attempting level 1 project 2, and the purpose of this speech is to learn and review the basic method of writing speech and present a well-organized speech on any topic. With that, let's cheer for the speaker, Toastmaster Badri. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madhu. So let me introduce our second speaker of the day, Badri. When I asked him about his experience and thoughts about Bright Heart as a community, one thing that come across his mind about Bright Heart community is the active energy that is rolled out for each and every Bright Heart. This kind of energy that passes on to you to perform in next level. The Bright Heart means infusing an active energy to everyone. Please welcome on stage, Badri. Toastmaster Badri, not to prove them wrong, but to prove myself right. Not to prove them wrong, but to prove myself right. Toastmaster Badri.
Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests.
Good evening.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been in a situation when someone questioned your ability so badly that it deals in your mind for a lot of days or even months? Not because they were right, but because of how they said. I used to remember this exact situation in my life where the same scenario happened. When I was doing my first internship in Bangalore, it was a very new city, new environment, and a mind full of dreams when a small kid after his college coming towards a big career. I used to remember this scenario happened in my internship. It was a day where I was doing a task in my company, and it was a logic that has to be created by me by my line manager. And I was doing that task in a confident manner. I made the code, I built the logic and stuffs, but I don't know what happened. I don't know what state of what mind of state the line manager was in. He was in a different mindset, and he questioned to reiterate the logic that I have built. And slowly, I was everything seems to be good, but something changed after that one. He said, I made a small mistake in the code where he used to deliver the things that he said. I made that mistake, and the next time he said, "Who brought you to this company?" So this kind of statement made a huge impact inside me. For someone who's starting his career the day of the 30th day of his month, I think. So it made a huge impact on me, and from that I was focusing very much on how to build a good technical skills around me. I've started developing my skills in a deep manner, in a root cause way, and I've started involving in a lot of communities, and slowly I've improved my skills in all the aspects with respect to technical. And I was teaching to my juniors, and I gained a lot of networks. And I'll ask you one more question. If such kind of a statement in your life you are gone through in your life, what might be your take on it? Whether you will step up or you will step down. This answer to this question will take you in a better way. Because after this incident, I focused purely on my technical skills. I was willing to develop each and every day, and I have been invited to the LinkedIn official office of the top 50 content creators in Bangalore, and this was a good defining moment in my life. After this, a day that I've never imagined happened. He invited me, the manager who questioned my ability, he texted me saying, "You are doing good, you are doing tremendous work in LinkedIn. I've seen a great growth in you, great going." So that was not a moment of revenge, but that moment shaped me a lot with respect to my career and all other things. From this, whenever I'm facing a failure kind of a message like this, or any kind of situation I've been put up in, I used to follow a thought that has been written by a author called Gaur Gopal Das. So he wrote a book called Life Amazing Secrets. In that book, there is one section called Why Worry. So he used to draw a flowchart in that manner. If a problem is there, you have two options. If you have two options, first one is if the problem is being solved by doing something, or you can do anything to solve the problem. This was the flowchart given by him. And in both the cases, it will direct you to why worry. So if something can be done for that problem, you can easily solve it, and why worry. This is the statement that given by Gargopal Das. And with this, I suggest all the Toastmasters, when you are being put up in a situation like this, be strong enough and to face anything boldly and in strongly manner. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Badri. Your experience gave us a lot of takeaways, and especially to develop skills. And one of the reasons we are here is to develop our public speaking skill. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the most important moments of Crescendo's event is the recognition. So as you can guess, that our club has bagged the highest number of awards. So starting with the awards, like Smedley Award, help to pass. Just to feel you can pass on the awards that we have achieved and feel proud. This is what the club has achieved as a community. Please. So let me just define few of the awards. The Smedley Distinguished Award. This is recognized as the highest honorable award any club can achieve because it needs to achieve all the 10 points, DCP points, that is Distinguished Club Program. And that can be like member educational achievement, club growth, new member, officer training, administrative performance. Another is Metamorphic Award. This is a district level award which needs to achieve around like club should conduct MOT and 3 trainings and educational sessions and to be submitted to AIM office. And the third was Fast and Fabulous 5. This is a district level initiative award which needs completion of 5 educational award. Torchbearer Award is a district created recognition commonly to recognize outstanding leadership. We have Mani and Akshay. And membership building achievements. Then we got the Spirit of 121. Spirit of 121 is a District 121 Toastmaster Recognition Award. There are many. There's others like Super 7. This is mostly the Club Excellency Award. Thriving 30 Award, which is generally the club membership excellency award and maintaining active 30 members. Trendsetter Award to ensure to be recognized specially with me also 30% as an associate. 70% to you for those. Thank you. And we also bagged lots of individual awards like Madhav was a treasurer, was recognized as a treasurer. Arna has achieved one individual recognition award. LEAP program recipient award was Dev Shah, Aditya, and Abhishek. And last not but the least, the outstanding contest achievement by Bright Heart champion, the very handsome, long hair, the man, Akshay Abraham Man, emerged as a double champion, winning the evaluation contest and the table topic contest, and adding to the club proud achievement. Akshay also secured the second runner-up in the humorous speech contest. This remarkable. Please give a round of applause. So congratulations to all the recipients. And now I would like to introduce the third evaluator, Dev Shah. So when I asked Dev Shah about her experience of Crescendo, I don't have to read, I remember. She says she cried throughout all the international space contests, which I can truly relate because I was hiding all the time thinking it's a hormone, but she confirmed no, it is the speeches. Devya, please, can we have on stage?
Deksha, 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 Deksha.
So when we attend a conference, what do we expect? Networking, knowledge, good memories. But for me, when I landed into Crescendo, my top priority was food. I was at Kerala, land of spices, coconut flavors, seafood, even a land which can ensure that your diet plan is going to crash. In fact, I had secretly planned that if the food is not going to meet my expectation, I'll secretly sneak out, explore all the cafes of Kochi, come back satisfied. Of course, I have paid for my travel, right? But then Crescendo took the food to the next level. Now I'll tell you, those who have not attended, please bear with me because you are going to feel hungry. We had appam, idiyappam, dosas, we had alapi fish curry, we had chicken curry, we had salads, even desserts, gajar ka halwa, shahi tukda, and whatnot. And each and every flavor is nothing that you can match in here in Bangalore. So yes, along with the food, what added it to the next level was the memories, the laughters, and all the bright hearts together sharing their fun stories and experiences. So after all, in my journey in Crescendo, along with knowledge, experiences, memories, I am going to take back the food and the satisfaction that I got the right cash in my pocket back. With that, we have a man from Kerala who's going to take up the next speech, and he's going to add all his flavors from Kochi. He'll take you through those memories of his leadership journey. So yes, the purpose of his speech is going to be the member applying the skills needed to successfully lead in a volunteer or any other organization, and it is sharing details of the speech of how he had some experience as a leader and the impact of 360-degree feedback that he took from some members of Bright Hearts. And with that, all the best to my target speaker. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Let me introduce our next and a final speaker, Mr. Funny Bone. So I was expecting a funny answer, but regardless, his experience of Crescendos was speeches, inspiration, aspiration, exploring the city, and fun with a friend. So fun is always there, where Sayus is. Please welcome on stage.
Sayus, 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 Sayus.
Toastmaster Sayus, this is always the plan. This was always the plan, Sayus.
Napoleon Bonaparte said, "Leader is a dealer in hope." Dwight D. Eisenhower said, "Plans are useless, but planning is indispensable." And I once said, "We don't have a TMOD, I'll do it myself." Three leaders, three different situations, and one of us was making plans in real time. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Today, I'm going to talk about leading in any situation. And unlike Napoleon and Eisenhower, I'm going to use stories that are real and slightly embarrassing. April 2025. I walk into a brightly lit room with a friend in tow, not sure what to expect. I saw a long-haired guy fixing the connection to the TV. He looked at us, he smiled and said, "Welcome to Bright Hearts." And he introduced himself, he talked to us, made us feel comfortable. 2 minutes later, another long-haired member comes in. She was warm, friendly, made us feel at home. 5 minutes later, And a long hair guy comes in, welcomes us, and then casually calls us on the stage to introduce ourselves to the club. You see the pattern here? It's not the long hair. It's the way they welcome me. Because as a stranger, I felt at home. That's leadership in action. When I think about it, it's servant leadership at its simplest. They were not trying to lead loudly. They were simply trying to make sure that a stranger feels at ease. Leadership is not about position. It's not about titles. It's about making a stranger feel right at home. And honestly, that's why I joined Bright Hearts. A couple of weeks after that, it was election season at the club. And someone nicely told me, why don't you stand up for elections? And when someone tells me to very nicely, I said yes. And I stood for elections and I lost. But I was grateful that I was inducted into the executive committee as an associate vice president membership. My responsibility, grow the club, track membership, talk to guests, follow up with guests. And I did what every leader would do. I created a spreadsheet. Multicolored, multiple tabs, formulas, filters. I spent around 6 hours building it. Because in my mind, leadership is about systems. It's about trackers, dashboards, and all the Excel sheets. And during my tenure, I looked at that Excel sheet exactly twice. Instead, this is what I did. I talked to every guest. I knew them personally. I knew their names. I followed up with them. I introduced them to people that I feel they would connect to. Not because of a system, but because I cared. The membership grew, not because of the Excel sheet, because I showed up. And here's what I realized. People rarely stay because of a system. People stay because someone made them feel seen. And this is something that I also learned in my next role as a VP Education, which means I'm responsible for all your growth. Yes, all of you. And as a VP Education, what you see is one phase of it. The other phase is filling the agenda. What you see is something smooth, structured, perfect. But behind the scenes is messages like, hey, are you coming for the meeting? Can you take this role? Followed by silence. And then followed by, is that person online? When was the last seen message? One time, while filling the agenda, I found that the general evaluator and the Toastmaster of the day roles are empty. So what I did, I called up people, hey, can you take up this role? And almost all the time, the answer was, I've not done this before. Fair. These are not small roles. This is basically running the whole meeting. So when people hesitated, my natural response was, it's okay, I'll find someone else. Interestingly, I was taking up that ownership. Interestingly, that's what my 360-degree feedback also said. One of the comments that I received was, you tend to take up ownership quickly, and sometimes too quickly. And they're right. When people hesitate, I just take up the ownership myself because it's simpler, faster, and more efficient. But then I realized that whenever I rescue a situation, I'm preventing others from growing up. And this is what, hence, this is what I did. I started saying, that's okay. I will pair you up with a mentor and they will help you through the role. So I found few willing people for it. I paired them up with the mentor. The mentor guided them, supported them. And on the meeting day, they showed up. A little unsure, a little nervous, but they showed up. And they performed the role and they did an excellent job. And at the end of the meeting, they came up to me and said, thank you. I didn't think I could do it. And that's when I realized leadership is not about filling roles. It's about growing people into them. And this continued outside of Toastmasters. I work as a principal delivery manager in a startup, which basically means if anything goes wrong, people look up to me. We had a client demo. We had everything set. The team was set, the demo was set, the slides were set, and we had that confidence that nothing can go wrong. And it did. An hour into the meeting, the demo, an hour before the meeting, the demo stopped working. We were frantically trying to fix it. And then they looked at me. You're the leader. What's your thought? And I was thinking, excellent question. I don't know. And that's where situational leadership comes into play. So I said to them, let's divide this. You look at the data, you look at the server, and you look at the environment. And I was putting right people in right places and expecting them to step up. And they did. 10 minutes before the meeting, the demo started working. And we had this feeling that, this was always the plan. And we got into the meeting was pretty successful, but there was a change. I was leading the meeting, but the team was handling all the questions, all the queries from the clients. And at the end of the meeting, they left more confident than they were in. So this brings back to Eisenhower's quote, plans are useless, but planning is dispensable. So in leadership, rarely things go according to plan, but preparation, trust, and people are things that matter. So what is leadership? Leadership is not the spreadsheet, still untouched, still pristine. Leadership is not about the title, though I like saying VP education. It's not about the plans because plans look great on paper. Leadership is about the smile that makes you feel at home. It's about the confidence that makes people say yes. And it is about the calm face when things go wrong. And that brings back to the Napoleon. Leader is a dealer in hope. And hope sometimes is always saying, this was always the plan. Thank you. Over to Toshma.
Thank you, Sayus. You truly captured the essence of leadership and in Brightheart. For a moment, I thought you were portraying the character of Harry Potter. But nevertheless, our mentors are nothing less the characteristics that Harry Potter has, the brave and furious to always have our back. Thank you. And with that, I will start a voting line. Captain, thank you very much.
I have, there is a QR.
QR is here as well if someone wants to scan it. Yeah. Do we have enough votes?
Yes.
How many? Please.
We need it.
I think those who have voted can take a break. Have to be back by 5:30. Please back at the venue by 5:30.
Even to serve here. Be here. Walk it up. We are PM.
Yeah, that's a everyone inside.
Yeah.
Huh? You didn't drink it yesterday. Friends, please take seat.
Clap.
Welcome back, friends. As I now approach to the conclusion of this memorable gathering, I would like you to invite to reflect on one question. What ripple you want to create after Crescendos? Maybe it's a mentoring of a new member, or being a club member, or just simply supporting another member. Because every ripple begins with one voice. So let's continue creating those ripples by being an active member of the club and helping the community, as Brightheart leads by setting the precedents. As I conclude, I would like to thank you for being part of Crescendo's 2006 and today to relive the moment with me. Thank you all for this, making this a memorable and one of the most cherishing memories of my life. With that, I would like to sign off as a TOMOD and would like to call on stage the table topic master, Nivedita. So before I hand it over to you, one highlight from Nivedita was how impressive each contestant was and to re-emphasize that the most important thing is consistency. So keep coming. Thank you. First things first, it's nice to be back on the stage and to see many of the old faces and see few new faces. So I'm Nivedita and I'll be your table topic master for today. Uh, Welcome to the table topic session. So this will be an impromptu session where I will be giving you a topic on the stage, and that will make you realize that your brain can still think under pressure, sometimes elegantly, sometimes very creatively. Since our annual district conference concluded just last Sunday, so our theme for tonight is Crescendo and reliving the memories, the learnings, and the excitement, and also the fervor with which we all attended the conference. So today, when you come on the stage, I have a request to all of you. You know the word of the day, right? Which is? Yes. So please make sure that you're using the word of the day at least once in your speech. So whether it was an energetic contest, the inspiring keynote speeches, the networking moments, or the back-to-back sessions which we all survived with caffeine and determination, let us all relive that memory today on the stage. Few rules, few ground rules. As Maria already told, the table topic speeches will be 2 minutes long. At 1 minute, Maria will be showing the green card. At 1.5 minutes, it will be the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, Maria herself will be standing up. So please keep a lookout for the same. Also, I have a goodie bag. So this was a goodie bag we got in Crescendo. And I have few goodies for all of you here. As you come on stage, you can pick up whatever chocolate of your choice, and then I'll give you your topic. Sounds good? Okay. So I shall first pick up a member, and then we can take it from there. Who wants to come? Shamil, you want to come? Yes. I have Snickers, Bounty, then I don't know, Galaxy maybe. Yeah, Bounty. Yeah. He chose Snickers. He likes this thing. Okay, Shami. So let me choose a topic for you. I shall give you a very special topic. Okay. Yes. Ordinary life, extraordinary moment. Shamil, ordinary life, extraordinary moments. Thank you. Ordinary life, extraordinary moments. How your ordinary life might have extraordinary moments with it. What can you think of? He did not understand.
So, good evening, dear Toastmasters and dear guests. In 2018, when I was studying my second year of my college, I was doing nothing but like enjoying the college life and chilling with my friends, bunking the classes and going for movies, all of these things. And this thing happened to Kerala. And it was the time that the flood hit Kerala. So some of might have heard like in 2018, Kerala had this flood. And at that time, that was something that I remember that I did, that I am very proud of, I was very happy that I did, which was like at that time, we were stuck in our hostel rooms, but we were able to read a lot of news regarding people stuck in their home and all. So at that time, I used my technical skills to build an application with my fellow members in the organization called IEEE, and it was called Kerala Rescue. And it was a very proud moment for us because like after that, the government even took that, and it was very helpful tool that that used to rescue a lot of people from the crisis. So yeah, that's the one thing that I remember I did as an extraordinary in my ordinary life. Thank you.
Okay, for the non-Crescendo attendees, why all that hooting was, that was a topic that gave our club champion the first prize in table topic contest in Crescendo. So, Akshay! That was really inspiring to hear all the speakers. And when I actually heard Akshay convince a crowd of almost 500 in the 2 minutes why he should be the table topic champion, I realized the impact his speeches has on everybody. And I think we all should be proud of the fact that we are part of a club where Akshay is also the co-founder. Now I shall pick a guest. Mustafa, do you want to come? Please pick a chocolate. Galaxy, good. So Mustafa, we know why Devsha is going to attend. I mean, is the reason Devsha goes for conference is basically food, okay? But your topic is not Devsha. Aditya would kill me for that. So no. But you can attend only one thing at the conference: keynote speech, contest, educational session, or the networking dinner. Which one would you choose and why? Mustafa, you can attend only one at the conference: keynote speech, speech contest, educational session, networking dinner. Which do you choose and why?
Hi guys. My name is Mustafa, like you guys know. I don't like table topic. Yeah. So if I'm attending a conference, I would probably go for a networking session. That's because I love to interact with people. I love to know what people have got to say. I love to basically hear what they got to say. And that's one of the reasons I've come here, listen to them carefully, what they've got, and how they think, how they talk, how they. For me, networking is more than getting to know a person. It's like more than getting to know them. What do you say? Personally, how they are good at talking, and yeah, I think I would choose networking for that reason. Yeah.
So actually, that makes sense, Mustafa. I am kind of an ambivert, I feel. So somewhere I kind of hesitate from interacting with new people. That is something of a, but one thing I realized in Crescendo is like people are very friendly and they are very inclusive. So even if somebody is hesitant to reach out, they themselves will come and make us feel included. And one memory for me in Crescendo was a photo that we kind of projected where I don't know how many people could be accommodated in almost a 500 square feet room. I think we were almost 30 of us in that room, and that was the most fun that we had. It was a great energy. So whoever did not get to take part, I hope to see you all next year to actually experience that energy there. Now, I shall call Somil. No. Somil is. Okay, sure. So I want another member. I'll call Twin Shoe. 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 Yes. So Twin Shoe, since you attended Crescendo, my topic for you is, if a first-time attendee asked you, why should I attend a Toastmasters district conference? What would you tell them? Twin Shoe, if a first-time attendee asked you, why should I attend a district Toastmasters district conference? What would you tell them?
Good evening, everyone present here.
Good evening.
I was the first time attendee of District 121, our annual district conference that's known as Crescendo. I asked the people in our club that why I should attend our district annual conference. The last year, I was even part of Toastmasters, but I could not attend Crescendo. But even the last year, I was very convinced why I should attend the next one for sure. The reason why and attendee I would convince him is the learnings, first of all, the level that we feel, we understand from that, the learnings we will get by seeing the district level that is all around our South Karnataka and Kerala region would be the next level what we compare it from the club. The food, but that food would be not be the great example, but the fun with all the Toastmasters, and in the networking session we see Darren Tay, who is the world's public speech this champion of 2016, and President Aletta Roche, who is president of Toastmasters International, and there's numerous learning. So we talk and network with people. So there's 100 of reasons I can say to you, but you can only feel when you attend it. You experience the whole next level of our district annual conference. So I would say don't just think a lot about it, but just experience once, and that's when you feel it would be the great, the time it would be the once in a lifetime experience. So that is it from my side. So back to
Yeah. My takeaway would be I was very inspired by the speeches. I saw one thing I realized is Toastmasters is very, it does not need to be that we are all young there. I saw very experienced Toastmasters. I think Malini Hebbar, she was very inspirational. Her speeches were very inspirational. I realized that you actually gain that kind of expertise, like that something, it is bigger than the room that we are in. When we go for these conferences, when we see the level of competition that is there, that is where we realize how much we can actually come up to that level. And for that, the only thing that we can do is consistency. I know every time I've been very inconsistent. I know that recently. Because I think Mahendra asked me, did I see you in BTM? I don't even know what is BTM. So now I realize I have to be in Bright Hearts and what is it? No, maybe could be. Okay. But so then I realized that yes, I should show my face more often and aspire for, as Akshay kind of told us, one reason that we have to be consistent and also take part is only when we know that we have a purpose is when we realize, okay, why we are here. And when we go beyond this room, we realize that whatever our capability, there are people with multitude, and we can actually reach there only if we strive for the same. So that is one takeaway I kind of had from Crescendo. Now I shall call upon a guest. Any guest wants to volunteer? Okay, I don't know your name, ma'am. You can come. It's just fun. You can always come. Yeah. Hello. Parimala. 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 Parimala, right? Okay, please. Yeah, first pick up a chocolate, please. Yes. Fix, nice. So, ma'am, your topic would be, suppose you accidentally became the keynote speaker at a conference. What would you speak about? Suppose you accidentally became the keynote speaker at a conference. What would you speak about? Parimala.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. If I accidentally became a keynote speaker in a conference, I would highlight the importance of time management. I would highlight the importance of one's efficiency in whatever the roles they are doing. I would suggest them to improve their capability, their short-term goals, their long-term goals. I'm sorry, I'm quite introvert. I am. This is the very frequently, not frequently, I was very introvert. So I would encourage everyone to go forward to I would encourage everyone to know their where they are lacking, and I would highlight them to improve them. For example, I was a quite introvert, and I was trying to come here to the Toastmaster to improve my public speaking. So I would suggest them to do so. That's all.
Time management, very essential. I always think I'm coming from Whitefield, so 30 minutes I'll get ready by 3:30. I'll start, I'll reach by 4. Never happens. So it's always Bangalore traffic never allows you to do the time management, sadly. Next, I'll have a member, Sangam. Yes, please come. Sangam. Sangam. जो भी pick करना है. Sangam. Yes. So I saw you very energetic till the end of the day in those 3 days of conference. Never saw you tired or cranky or hangry. So Sangam, your topic. Sangam, what will be your personal strategy for surviving a full day Toastmasters conference without looking tired by evening? What will be your personal strategy for surviving a full day Toastmasters conference without looking tired by evening? Sangam.
That's quite a difficult question. Why? Because during the 5 days in Kochi, even though I was tired, but I did not had any strategy to not look tired because I had some wonderful people surrounding me. So when I was in the hotel, I had Abhishek and the entire group of HSR and Bright Hearts. I am the person who sleeps 10 p.m. exact at night. 10:30, sometimes max 11. But Crescendo, 4 a.m. Then getting up at 7:30, going back to the meeting. So I feel like you don't need a strategy when you have such enthusiastic people, such encouraging people. And whenever you are in such kind of conferences, so I'm the kind of person like who was very nervous. I'm still nervous. I'm shaking right now. So when you look up to the people who are already doing very great and you get inspired by them. So the strategy is to look up to those people and just move on. You'll get the energy automatically. One instance I can remember, I was feeling sleepy at the Crescendo venue. But then ISC championship came up and even, not just the ISC, all the table topics and everything. And I had this thing. I went through the club competition, area competition, division competition, not area, division competition. And I used to see Akshay. And I used to see he's the best. No one can beat him. And when I reach there and I'm listening to the speeches, oh my God, Akshay has the competition. And so much excitement, so much of learning, and these are the things that keeps you going on rather than sticking to the strategy. Thank you.
Thanks, Sangam. Yeah, very true. And I think not to use up too much of coupons in the fun night. That really takes away the edge the next day. Because Devcha said idiyappam, appam. I was like, where was this? I did not even know. So, so next, who I would want a guest on stage. Yeah, please come. Your name?
Kritik.
Kritik. Yes, Kritik, please go.
So Kritik, first things first, please pick the chocolate. Yes. You can hold it also if it's not written. Should be fine. Yeah. So, Kritik, what is one lesson from Toastmasters that you genuinely want to apply in your personal or professional life? What is one lesson from Toastmasters that you genuinely want to apply in your personal or professional life, Kritik?
Hello, everyone. I'm Kritik. This is my first time to Toastmasters. I stay in HSR layout. So yeah, the topic is the one lesson I would like to take and execute in my personal life is from the Toastmaster. I would say like I want to be a good at narrating. So I want to be a good develop my leadership and be a person who can who can handle multiple things and not only just a team but to build something from the ground, and I should be the someone who should be able to take it to the next stage which I'm building, which I'm not want to disclose it over here, which is very personal. uh, yeah, this is my first time on stage after after my school days. I've never given any speech or anything like this before. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, whoever volunteered and whom I forced to come on the stage. What an energetic session. We did relive a lot of creativity, memories, and also could hear strategies. It was really fun with the fervor that you guys came on this stage and spoke. So with this, I conclude. But yeah, for me, the takeaway would be from Toastmasters or Crescendo is like, as Sayuj always keeps telling me, that if you have to become a leader or whatever we learned here, be it about articulation, be it about giving constructive feedback, be it about being honest, we can take away all these lessons and apply it in our professional life as well as a personal life. Because articulation, and I did see this one, what is it, that in the Crescendo, they used to project these lines on the stage. So one line really stuck with me because I know I speak very fast. And one thing that stuck with me was like, more than what is spoken, there is also importance for pauses which are given at the right moment, because pauses also add value to what is said, because unspoken also holds a lot of weight than the spoken word. With this, I come to the end of my session and I hand it over to our magnanimous and wonderful general evaluator, Aditya. I welcome him on stage.
Adi, 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 Adi.
This. I have chocolate. Anybody wants to take?
Chocolate for everyone. You have chocolate for
I
everyone.
don't have everyone. Who that one?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Nivedita, for a wonderful table topic session. We want you more on the stage. Don't run off to BTM. You're a part of Bright Hearts, and please coming.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. We'll start with the general evaluation section. As part of the general evaluation, we'll divide it into three parts. First is the respective speeches, followed by the role takers, and then we will have the overall evaluation of the meeting. Now, in order to start the prepared speech evaluation, I would like to welcome the first evaluator. Who was the first evaluator for the first speaker? And who was the first speaker? Welcoming Toastmaster Varun as the first evaluator to evaluate Toastmasters performance.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests.
Good evening.
Truth is the real kindness and not the other way around. Congratulations, Shashank, you have successfully met your objective. Now let's look at some highlights of your speech and few areas of improvement that you can take your speech to the next level. Firstly, let's start with your highlights of the speech. Your speech had a very engaging start by asking a question about constructive feedback that started engaging audience right from the start. And the energy you carried throughout the speech is very good and quite engaging. The second highlight is the message you have given in the speech. The negative effect of not sharing timely feedback in a constructive feedback is in a constructive feedback manner is so inspiring and resonating with the audience. Now let's look at some areas of improvement. During your speech, you tend to see only one section of audience. Instead, I feel you can see all the sections of audience to make it even more engaging. While giving your speech, you tend to stand in one position of the stage. Instead, you can use the stage to deliver different sections of the speech. For example, you can use the left section to give the first part of the speech where you have narrated the ordeal, how you didn't give the constructive feedback to the Priya, due to which the entire team morale went down. You can use the right section of the stage on where you have told that how would you have given the constructive feedback to Priya. And you can use the center of the stage while moving to the audience, giving the conclusion that truth is the real kindness, not the other way around. Coming to the next area of improvement is the voice modulation. I felt the tone of the speech was monotone, especially when you're having the conversation between you and Priya. For example, when Priya told, "Why didn't you tell to me this earlier?" I don't know why I'm imagining her as villain already, but you can use a different monotone so that it will look like actual conversation has happened. In conclusion, your speech has great energy, engaging start, inspiring message, and if you can improve on eye movement, stage movement, and voice modulation, you can take your speech to the next level. Looking forward to see more on stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varun, for those encouraging words. Toastmaster Varun, excellent evaluation. You highlighted all the important areas of improvement and you also spotlighted the highlights of the speech. One minor nitpick for you is whenever you are giving some sort of feedback, you might as well reenact that situation instead of just saying that you stand on the left side of the stage when you are saying something to Priya or to your managers or to your bosses. Maybe reenact some part so that we are clear what part you are referring to as part of the speech. Coming to Toastmaster Shashank, I think you had a great speech. It was very professionally delivered. However, I just have a minor nitpick for you in terms of the title of the speech. I felt the title could have been, "Should I be kind or should I be honest?" rather than kindness of telling the truth. Because that's a question that we always have in our minds, that should we be kind or should we tell the truth to someone? Post that, I think the content would have flowed much better because I think you had very relevant examples. You talked about Priya, you talked about how the team lost its morale, then what suggestion you could have given in respective way, and how you could have handled the overall situation. But a great speech. You look like a manager today who is ready to fire a person. So really, really good. And thank you for delivering a wonderful speech. Moving on to our next evaluator. Who's our next evaluator? Toastmaster Madhur today, who is dressed in a wonderful, wonderful attire, who has just left off his lungi because it's summers. Welcoming Toastmaster Madhur to evaluate Toastmaster Budgies.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today, we had privilege to listen Toastmaster Badri. The things that really stood out for me is this structure of the speech. He shared how a spark has been triggered through a question, and he had to work on himself, where he worked on his technical skills, join communities, build network, and receive a recognition. This speech has a pattern. And the second thing that really stood out for me is that you asked two questions, first at the start and in the middle. And you also give two options. Asking your questions hooks everyone in the room and grabs everyone's attention. So great job did on that part. third highlight is the pauses. You really worked on last feedback, and I could absorb every picture that you are picturing as a speaker on stage. So glad to see you on stage with that. You met the objective with fervor. Now, coming on to the areas of improvement, I feel you have tendency of using the word stuff. I hear for 2 times today, especially in the second half of a statement. For example, when you were sharing your thoughts, how I have moved to Bangalore for internship and I was finding it hard and stuff. Maybe instead of saying that, you could have shared what made it hard, why it was important for you to be in the best state of mind. In this way, you can uplift and tend not to use the word stuff. Now, second area of improvement is the conclusion. I felt you could have used the 2 minutes 20 seconds left in a better way to conclude it better, especially when you shared a thought of Vaivari from Gaur Gopal Das. Maybe you could have said like, let me present you a powerful mental model that will help you let go your anxiety with a prop. Problem in life? Yes. Vaivari. Can you solve it? Yes. No. Vaivari. In this way, you could have left the audience with an unforgettable message shared by you. In this way, you can work on this feedback, and I'm definitely sure that you will smash it. And I'm really amazed how you have presented it today. Congratulations to you on that. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu, for giving a wonderful evaluation. I resonate with your thoughts about Badri delivering an excellent speech and how he could have improved better with props and stage movement. Thank you for that. When it comes to Badri, I have few nitpicks for you. I think you had a great speech. You delivered it with a lot of confidence. You had good eye contact with the audience. However, when you spoke about the 2 questions, the first question, which was about how many of you have faced a similar situation where you wanted to prove yourself to the others, which was at the beginning of your speech. And the second question was, what would you do in a situation where you were confronted with someone, whether you would step up or step down? I see when you asked the question, nobody raised a hand, right? So maybe you could have framed the question in such a way that, okay, quick show of hands, instead of just saying, how many of you have felt this way, right? A quick show of hands would have some sort of call to action for the audience. So I think that was very important and you could have worked on that. Apart from that, great speech and all the best to you for your next speeches. Moving on to the third evaluator for today. Our third evaluator would be Toastmaster Debsha, who is here to evaluate Toastmaster Sayu's speech.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man is responsible for your growth. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests, and my target speaker, Sayuj. Well, if we talk about leadership, especially his leadership, if it is rice, he talked about idiyappam, dosa, and third one? Appam, idiyappam, and dosa. Yes, he talked about his journey of associate vice president membership, VP education, and his journey of in his organization as a leader. What I liked most is when he clearly called out that whether it is Napoleon, whether it is Eisenhower, or whether him, everyone has different leadership style, and how it is important to take inspiration from 3 head leaders who are taking up servant leadership and emulating it in his own leadership style. The second aspect that I liked the most about how you talked about the vulnerability of your role as a VP education, reaching out to people, please take up roles, reaching out to them, convincing them, yeah, you can do it. when Toastmaster of the day and general evaluator is not there, not panicking and is like, we can solve it. And that's where everyone related how in your role as a leader, what are the challenges and how you overcome. And the third aspect of it is how you took a 360-degree feedback from the members and applied it in your real life. And especially in your second half of the story, when you ensured that you delegate the work to the right people in the right place and they started taking up responsibility independently and started feeling confident. But there is some nitpick. Of course, your delivery was great, but as a seasoned speaker, I am going to talk about your leadership journey. The first thing first, when you talked about servant leadership, I was expecting more on how you could have defined it better to the audience so that they could have understood what servant leadership is. It is basically taking a step back and understanding how can I help them better? How can I give them all the resources so that they can do it? And then, as a VP education, how you understood the challenges, for example, Sangam, of his challenges he's going through in his life, and then motivating, no, you are not nervous, you can take it up. So more examples of your servant leadership could have come up. Now the second part was on your 360-degree feedback. I expected more in the 360-degree feedback of how many people did you reach out to, what were the different feedbacks that you received, what were the positive ones and what were the negative ones. The only thing that got highlighted was you take ownership, but you take it up fast. That shows your positive sides and other improvement area, but more of it could have given an example of how you received feedbacks and how different people enabled you to apply it in your journey. Now you applied the improvement area in your organization, but I would have loved to hear more about how you applied it in Bright Heart itself. That did not conclude. Overall, amazing delivery, great leadership, but if you would have involved more of your leadership, explored more of your leadership style by talking about your 360-degree feedback and talking more about application in Bright Heart, it could have been amazing. With that, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Depsha, for a wonderful evaluation. I love how you relate everything to food. Everything to rice, to curry. Your husband is going to have a very tough time in handling the food preferences. Yeah. Okay. Coming to your overall evaluation, I think it was a wonderfully delivered evaluation. I do have some feedback for you. First, when it comes to the project objectives, what were the project objectives you could have reiterated here, and how Toastmaster Sayuj met or did not meet the objectives, right? What were your considerations for the speech? The second part would be how I would structure the evaluation is give an overall summary of the speech, right? What he came here and spoke about. He spoke about his experience, when it comes to his team as a VP Ed, and then finally deriving conclusions about his style of leadership and what he could do better. And then jumping into two areas of highlights and two areas of improvement. I think that would have given everyone a more, more insightful idea about how you could have evaluated your speech better. But overall, great evaluation. Toastmaster Sayuj, when it comes to your speech, I think it was a wonderful, wonderful speech. You spoke about Napoleon and Eisenhower, which are really, really well-known leaders, and their leadership style is well acclaimed across businesses. In strategy, we follow Napoleon's advice. But yeah, I think that was yeah, great. But but yeah, I felt that somewhere I felt that the title of the speech should have been "This was never a plan" instead of "This was always a plan," because as leaders we do face with very adverse situations. And we don't realize that, okay, this was never the plan. And then I see something happening with my team, with me. And then I have to overcome that because I'm accountable for a lot of things. I'm responsible for people. They are looking up to me, etc., etc. So because in this non-linear world, which is full of variables and adversities, I felt the title more apt for your speech would have been "This was never a plan." And you could have re-emphasized that in key moments of your speech. But overall, a great speech and well delivered according to the objectives. Now, moving on to our role takers. I will start with the table topic section. Table topic master, Toastmaster Nivedita, who has reappeared on the stage after so many months, gave wonderful table topics to all our speakers. And I think it was a very well delivered and evaluated section. Starting with the first topic, which was the major highlight during Crescendo, all of us were thinking, okay, what would we do there on the stage if this topic came to us, right? So I think you started with that. So it was a wonderful thing to do as part of the table topics. Moving on to our table topics. Yeah, table topic speakers, Toastmaster Shamil. Beautiful story, how you help people during the crisis. And one suggestion for you is try to look up whenever you're speaking. I think you had a wonderful story, but it did not resonate with the audience unless you look up and speak, right? Toastmaster Mustafa, our guest, who spoke about preference for networking. Great insights about why would you choose networking. But we also want to know why you didn't choose the other option, right? Maybe you could have highlighted why I don't want to choose that option. Yes, I chose networking because of so many reasons, but why I didn't choose networking because I hate or don't want to go there or some other reason, right? So we could have given details about that. Toastmaster Twinshu, about his sales pitch, about district conference to a new person. I think a powerful sales pitch could have been, what would you miss by not being there? You did speak about it in parts, speak about all those points in parts, but maybe structure that a little better on what would be the misses if you don't get to attend the district conference. Our guest Parimala spoke about keynote speech by accident. Toastmaster Nivedita is also amazing. You deliver a keynote speech by accident, which is a great topic. But yeah, you don't have to be sorry for being on stage. I think it was your first time and you really delivered it well. So kudos to that. Toastmaster Sangam, your strategy for attending a full day conference. I could hear whispers that you were not awake during key moments of the conference. But I really liked your strategy about watch and learn. Absorb the energy and then you wake up. So amazing, Toastmaster Sangam. Kritik, our guest, spoke about lesson to apply from Toastmasters in professional life, and you narrated about storytelling and narration, which is a very important trait needed for leadership. So great, no feedback for you on that. I will now move on to the tag S. I will move on to the tag S evaluation. I'll first call upon the special role, Toastmaster Shankar.
Oh, 1 second. Thank you, Toastmaster Adi. Now, let's see how many of you are actually actively listening, or how many of you were still daydreaming about Crescendo 2026 with fervor. Right, so I'm going to say a phrase or a sentence, incomplete, and you guys will have to complete that entire phrase and let me know who actually said it. They're giving out some sweets, so if you get them right, you get one. If you get the person right, you get another one. Right, so the first one. In 2018, I was enjoying my life, chilling with friends, and bunking classes. Who said that?
No, I didn't say.
I know, who said it? Yes, there we go. Give it to me. Okay, next one. And also, by the way, if you're the person who said it, please don't answer. Okay, let me just state that. That's pretty obvious. Next one. I will highlight time in music terms. Andante. Go ahead. What is andante?
Relax, yeah, relax.
Okay, let's give it a, it's walking pace. Close enough. And who said it? Give it to her. All right.
It's okay.
Now the third one. Strangers became friends and Toastmasters became friends and Toastmasters became. I'll give you a hint. It was Toastmaster of the Day who said that. Okay, Toastmasters became cheerleaders, is what she has.
Oh.
Nobody gets anything. Yeah, you both can take. Next one. I'm looking to be something like Maria, or
Better than Maria.
there you go. Next one. Do you see the pattern here? It's not the. Who said that? There you go. Woohoo! Okay, let's have maybe two more. Yeah. I feel you don't need a strategy when you have.
Fun with friends. Friends.
Close.
Environment, good.
Yeah, friends.
Yeah, you say when you have enthusiastic people around you. All right.
Who said
And finally, if you cross your time limit, who said that?
She has said Maria will stand up.
There you go. I think you're taking the entire pact. I know, she said after. First. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shankar, for the who said and what section. Wonderful fill in the blanks and testing our memory power. Yes, absolutely. Moving on to our second role taker for today, Toastmaster Madhav for his grammarian report.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening. I'm back with my grammarian report. All the speakers have given their speech with such fervor, but I'm going to nitpick some things. Someone have said during the applauses, it could have been said during the applause. Someone said International Toastmasters President. It could have been said like International President of Toastmasters. Someone said whatever error was there, it continues. We can say the error was still there. Someone said, why you didn't tell me this earlier? It could have been said like, why didn't you tell me this earlier? Someone said, I walk into a, it could have been like, I walked into a. And someone said, which do you choose? It could have been like, which one do you choose? And I'm happy to announce that the word of the day has been used 11 times. Woo! And some good usage of the words. Sayud said pristine. Pristine is an adjective that describes something in its original, unspoiled condition, immaculately clean, or as fresh and flawless as it were a brand new. Toastmaster of the day, Jurmin said reminiscing. Reminiscing is act of thinking, talking, or writing about pleasant past experiences and memories. Sayuj also said frantically. Frantically is an adverb that describes doing something in a hurried, chaotic, or disorganized way, usually driven by worry, fear, or extreme panic. Thank you. Back to the general value.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhav, for the grammarian report. Moving on to our third role taker for today, our R counter, Toastmaster Ravikant. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm back with the R counter script. I mean the report. Now I understand why it is named as R counter instead of some other like so counter or well counter. Because we have the tendency to use R a lot of times. So, but special mention to Shashank and Soj, who has never used not even once. So a big applause to Soj and. But Shashank used the word like he repeated the resulted in like 2 or 3 times during his speech, and also he used 2 times. And Soj also repeated one sentence an hour before the meeting like 2 times. And Junmin used like more than 5 times, so 1 time. And Madhur also used 2 times. Badri used more than 5 times. And he also repeated the word, the sentence, you have 2 options like 2 times. Devsha also used 3 times. And Nivedita like 4 times. Shamil 4 times. And Mustafa also used 3 times. Vinshu used 3 times. And Vinshu also have the tendency of extending the pronunciation of words like and like the and like you extend that pronunciation. And Sangam used 4 times. Both Ritik and Aditya used more than 5 times, like 7 or 8 times. And also Aditya, you have the tendency of using multiple times. And Madhav used only 2 times. So that's my counter report. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravikant, for being brutally honest with all the ahs and ums. Moving on to our final role taker, the red lady herself, Toastmaster Maria.
Time is all we have and don't. And today, I am pleased to say almost all of us had our time. We utilized our time well, except for one person in the evaluation, our third evaluator, Toastmaster Devsha. Unfortunately, 3 seconds over, but next time, I think with evaluating a 10-minute speech, it does take time, but great attempt. So let's get into all our folks that were pacing relaxedly throughout their speeches. Adante, we had 7 people reaching Adante, where they finished at the green card. We had 2 people who reached the crescendo, the peak. They understood that, okay, yellow card's there. And finally, we had 5 people who saw the red card. I didn't stand up, but 5 people reached Fine, the end of the performance. If you would like to get a detailed report of your exact time, I will be available post the meeting. Overall, each role taker, the tag team, had an average of 4 minutes, including their starting segment as well as their concluding segments. Our team, Toastmaster Jurman, you wonderfully recounted the entire meeting and you were within time, so great job there. And our general evaluator, Adi, still has time left, but the way that he is taking an average of 1 minute between each giving evaluation is really well done. Time and tide wait for none, but I think today we looked back at the time we spent at Crescendo with a reminiscing tone, fervently reminiscing the Crescendo meeting. Fervently is another form of the word fervor. So yes, that was my report, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Maria, for the timer report. I don't have any feedback for you. Great evaluation done. When it comes to special role taker, Toastmaster Shankar, I think it was your first time taking up this role, but you delivered it with such fervor and such amazing confidence that we would like to see you again delivering any special kind of a role later on. Grammarian, Toastmaster Madhav, no major feedback for you. However, I would have expected you, whenever you came up on the stage and gave examples of who spoke about what, maybe you could give out the name as well, so that it would be clear in case the person has to recall what part of the speech they went wrong. Right? Overall, great evaluation by the Tigers team. Now I'll move on to the other role takers, starting with the Surgeon at Arms. I think Toastmaster Somil, you opened up the meeting with a lot of energy, and well done with the game of twisting your hands, clapping your hands. I thought the vertical one also meant something, unless. Yeah, okay. But yeah, good way of telling us that sign language is important. No, so, but great. However, I would have expected you to introduce Toastmaster Money as the presiding officer for the day, which you missed. Maybe make sure that the presiding officer is introduced as the presiding officer, because we have multiple role takers in the meeting, and the person has to be really clear if it's the person from the audience, guest, right? But overall, great SA role. Toastmaster Money, I think great PO address as usual. However, I think the room is a new room, and I could not hear a lot of things you said. So maybe a bit louder when it comes to your presidential address. But you covered all the aspects of Crescendo. I think you energized the meeting when it began. You spoke about some important highlights, which was very, very important, as expected from a presiding officer. So great job done. Moving on to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jurmin. I think Toastmaster Jurmin, you have really, really outdone yourself today. You had a huge script. You tried to cover everything, which I possibly couldn't remember about Crescendo when I attended myself. I think you covered all the aspects about awards, about what went on stage, who spoke what, who sold his book when, etc., etc. So, so I think that was a great job done. However, I have two major feedbacks for you as the team mod. One is you could be a bit louder because you have a big script and you keep on reading from the script. So whenever you're looking down, your voice starts dimming, right? Your voice level starts dimming whenever you're looking down on stage. Instead of that, maybe look up. Sometimes when you're reading from the script, and look up, and also so that we could hear you clearly at the back. So that's one. And the second thing is maybe you could have maintained some structure. Like for example, day one, what did we do? Day two, what did we do? We had 3 segments. You could have divided that into 3, day 1, day 2, and day 3. Or you could have also divided into session, awards, food, camaraderie, etc., etc. Some section to cover the entire aspect of Crescendo. But overall, a great job done. And I think we couldn't have a better team mod covering Crescendo. So great job done. So we have almost reached the end of the meeting. I think one major feedback that I have for the audience is that whenever we have role takers coming up on stage, we should cheer equally for everyone, right? That's what I noticed, that we did not do it. But maybe next time it's something to remember. We started the meeting at 4:10, courtesy few cameramen who came late. But I think it was bound to happen because the venue keeps changing from time to time. I think it's a newer venue. So people to get accustomed to the travel and the planning becomes very, very difficult sometimes because of the traffic. But one request to the audience is please look up the group, because you will get a better idea of the change in address if it happens. Please don't depend on it at the last minute. Please check up if there is an address change or not, so that you can avoid the last minute hassles. But overall, I think we floated the agenda well on time. And yeah, I think a great meeting. Crescendo 1 week later, one voice, countless ripples. I think we have covered a lot of aspects through our team mod, through our table topics, and through our various experiences. And we have captured some beautiful memories in the form of photographs. I think this was a well organized meeting. So kudos to all the role takers, all the speakers. Yes, let's hear it for ourselves. With that, I will hand it over to our, okay, we'll have to vote. So can we open our mobile phones or browsers and type in bhtm bit.ly bhtm vote 2 / bhtm vote 2. So folks, you can scan the QR in case you're not able to log in directly. Although there is a line which divides the QR into 2. There's a physical line. Yeah, thank you. How many votes do we have?
12. We need 3 more. We have 15.
It's done, right? Done?
17. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll hand over the stage to the presiding officer for the day, Toastmaster Mani Kumar.
Thank you so much for your fervor, enthusiasm, or the wishes all the time. I hope you all have got the very meticulous and constructive things to go take back to your home, isn't it? Let's hear a big shout out to for our general evaluator. As our results are getting progressed and finalized, so how many of you are able to see the screen? Can I see a raise of hands? Okay, definitely, yes. So may I request, maybe Nivedita, can you please stand aside? And the back row, may I request you to stand to watch the screen? And please confirm if you're able to watch the screen completely.
Slideshow.
Yeah, you can. It's...
This is better.
So just a heads up, we are showing the memories and the recalling of in the form of pictures of what happened during the crescendo. So sorry and apologies for the technical display screens. Yes. Yes. So is that better or this is better?
It's okay. It's okay.
Visible. Yes. Yes. Up next, you will be receiving this in the form of our social media, but I request you to bear with and keep guessing what is it. So this is the big auditorium hall, which accommodated approximately 580 plus members. Can we go to next? And this is the gang from both Bright Hearts and HSR who traveled through the Vande Bharat Express together to reach the venue, the Kochi. Yes. Can you guess the names of this? How about on the left side?
Yeah, what is Akshay? In the washroom.
Yes. Next. Yes.
What's Aditya doing? Behind this.
Caption this picture.
The retarded child never goes.
It's like essay piggybacking on associate writing.
What assistant editor?
Who clicked
Yes.
that other
Next.
photograph of Sayuj, Priyansh, Shrinshu, and
Nivedita.
Srikanth? Yes, we did.
Yes. So this is all our members getting assembled and for the prize collection, along with all our event chair and event co-chair. Yes. This is the overnight fun, a single room accommodating almost 40 members in a single picture at that Kochi stay. This is how after the conference, this is how the hurdle happened. All the discussion, all the memories, all the fun things. Yes, can we go next? This is our guarantee, the keynote speaker. Also, he was the winner of 2016 championship of Toastmasters International Speech Contest.
The person who was
Yes.
making us time.
Yes. Yes. So this is the family of Bright Hearts and Toast, HSR Toastmasters, along with our Toastmasters International President at the center, DTM Aleta.
there.
No, I can't see any blur. It's all proper.
Fun fact about Aleta, so whichever location she travels, she tries to wear the traditional clothes.
Yes, yes.
Nice. Unlike mother.
And this is our proud Bright Hearts moment, taking all the awards and representing all the Bright Hearts achievements on stage. This is our humorous speech contest winner, our club champion, Toastmaster Akshay, the second runner-up. Yes, here is our extended PR team, where we have our Arna representing the extended PR team at the conference. This is one more segment of the award collection in terms of recognizing the Bright Hearts achievements at district conference stage. This is unforgettable, and also we heard and spoken about the Onam Sadhya, the Kerala special, and it was served in the second day of the conference. Yes, so these are the memories of the after Crescendo, what happened in the beach segment. So now, mute. Yes. So, how was the video for you? Yes. So, were you able to see something missing, or were you able to see that there was something missing in that video, especially for the members who didn't attend? Yes. So it was all like, together as we visited and went as a Bright Hearts family, and looking forward each and everyone to join the fun in our up next contest. And about this particular conference where you have witnessed or observed maybe through the pictures what has happened, but I would say it's 100 times what you have seen, we all have experienced over there. I would like to give a heads up that we will be running 5 to 10 minutes ahead of, overshot of time. Is it all okay from the agenda? Yes, thank you. Now, I would like to take a privilege to recognize what you have already witnessed, the two competitions, the champion of District 121, who is sitting along with us. Can you all imagine that we are all with this District 121 champion in table topics along with the evaluation? May I request Toastmaster Akshay to come on stage, maybe as a representation of the award. We have all the awards in the video. Yes.
One more thing.
So may I request our club Vice President Education and Vice President Membership to join these 3 awards facilitation once again. You are Akshay. Hold it. Yes. So here, like already you have expressed or experienced today's table topic, ordinary life, extraordinary moments. So this was the topic, and this man made 585 eyeballs stare at him and make sure to win. Yes, and made sure to get and grab this award among 9 contestants across the District 121 from all 9 divisions, along with very, very constructive feedback in the evaluation segment as well, and also thought how to use paid and use in humorous speech contest. Yes, and I feel so happy that we have the club champion in the room, and let us all give a standing ovation to our champion. Yes, the floor is yours.
Oh, wow, please, first of all, have a seat. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Mani, for this very incredibly sweet gesture. I was actually, I think I've told the story before to the Bright Hearts before. I was 26 years old when I got into the fraternity and participated in my first district conference as a table topics finalist. And I remember being really terrible. I remember going on stage and absolutely bombing. And it's so ironic because despite all the district finals I got into since then, this year, when I got into table topics district final, it was after a 7-year gap. I've told this 100 times. I don't think I'm the best at table topics. I really struggle with it because you guys know, a lot of you came on stage. You know that feeling when you come on stage, you hear a topic and your brain just freezes, right? And I experienced that. I remember telling folks at the area conference, I actually forgot the topic halfway through, and I had to wait till the 40-second mark to remember, okay, that was a topic. And I still remember participating at the club level table topics with 15 contestants. And I was number 2. I'm like, why am I participating only? But it was great. I think especially table topics was a wonderful victory for me. It felt like, it was a lot of hard work. And speech evaluation, of course, it's something I've won 2 times before. It was great to win it for a 3rd time and beat the previous 2 champions in the process. So that felt good to bring that back as well. And humor, I remember after the club contest, remember how I got you all in a huddle and said, man, we're not funny as a club. We've got so much to work on, because I don't think I'm so great with humor when it comes to public speaking and on stage. So much work and effort I put over the course of the last 2-3 months. A lot of help from so many wonderful mentors. I have to give credit to Ihab, to Satish and Tripti, a bunch of others, Maria as well, and many others from District 92 as well, who helped me really get to where I am today. It was really exciting to represent Bright Hearts in all 4 contests. Thrilling experience. I don't think I would ever experience anything like that today. Or rather, I don't know when I'm going to experience that again. But proud to say that I stand here today as a 5-time district champion, baby. 5-time. And I think I will end by saying this. I will end by saying this. A great man once said, if you have a skill that's really deep, you should bring other people up to your level. This great man was me, apparently. And I apparently said that line during my table topic, and I don't know, it was just word vomit at the time. But after the contest got over, it really made me reflect and think like, okay, so I've done all this, right? And it would be a disservice if I can't do the same for you guys and bring you all up. So my promise is truly this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I am sure we're going to have more district champions from Bright Hearts Toastmasters in 2027. And none of them are going to be named Akshay. That's my promise. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Mani.
Thank you so much, Akshay, and many congratulations once again. As we move on to our meeting, may I request our essay to provide the results. Yes, so today we'll be moving ahead with respect to announcing the meeting winners of meeting number 80, which is the best table topic winner, Toastmasters Sangam Ramola. Sangam. So always when he comes on stage, I feel as an audience, I always feel that he speaks from his heart. And today the topic really resembled the experience, whether it was always on positives or also having some of the glitches what generally happens to any human and sharing them on stage. I think speaking from heart flawlessly. Congratulations, Sangam, that made to win you this table topics. Moving on to our best auxiliary role taker among essay, timer, the grammarian, accounter, and the special role. We have the winner of best auxiliary role taker, which is Toastmaster Shankar. Yes. Finally, he had made sure that and brought that much kind of energy into the room as a quoter. I think you made everyone to stand straight and make sure to listen to your questions. And also you have given a reward with respect to answers. I think that's why their answers. I'm not sure, it may be your Thank you. But great role, and it was very engaging. Congratulations once again. So the best role player of this meeting 80 is our general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Aditya Patnaik. Toastmaster Adi, I think the way how to give a feedback, even with humor adding to it, I think it is all possible with respect to your way of evaluation style. And you have made sure that everyone is able to get what the tips, how they can improve upon, and also made sure that whole meeting is addressed. And thank you so much for giving that feedback. I hope I'm loud enough to the last. I will definitely remember it. And congratulations once again. Moving on to our best evaluator of the day, which is Toastmaster Madhur Patle. Toastmaster Madhur, when it comes to your evaluation, I think you were not only tell within the words, but definitely you have shown in the form of the props how the the flow chart can be to get easy connect of the audience. I think those tips will definitely help to the speaker and also to all the audience and listeners. Congratulations on this evaluation. Ooh. So moving on to our best speaker of the day, which is Sayuj Varghese. Toastmaster Sayuj, when it comes about the lead with a vision and lead it with a style for more than 10 minutes and making sure I was out of the room during that time. Yes, due to some of the organizing purposes, but I was observing the audience reaction. They was all gazed and they were all acknowledging and also making sure that they are receiving what you're saying. So that is what any public speaker needs. And many congratulations on this award. May I have a one group picture? You can move this side. You can move this side.
No.
You can stand here. Stand.
Full length picture.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations. As we have come to an end of this particular meeting, our meeting theme is? Yes. Do you all remember the tagline of Crescendo? One sound less ripple. Yes. So as we hear that particular tagline, it has really, really made an impact for me. And I would like to share that along with you all, that as Toastmasters, as a fraternity, we are all here to improve ourselves and also pass on your own improvements and your own self-growth, what you have seen, as a ripple effect or an impact to your own friends, to your own family members, or to your own loved ones. So that whatever the benefits you have got, I am sure they can also cherish along with you. As we say about this Crescendo, memories and reminisce, and these memories can't be unforgettable. And definitely we will be, these all the incidents flashing in front of our eyes. And that being said, let's, sorry? Yes. So let's all gather, maybe in a way, anytime any event happens as a Bright Hearts, I have only one point to say: be there and be together and enjoy whatever we are doing together as a Bright Hearts family. As one club, we want everyone to enjoy and get the best among whatever the fraternity is providing. With that being said, I would like to declare meeting number 80 as closed. Let's all assemble